There seems to be a new version of corrections that's permeating legislatures, advocates, and governmental agencies. Let's take a look at a new era of corrections. There's a growing realization that this country incarcerates too many people and that prisons are warehouses, not places of reform. If such a shift is strong enough to permeate the culture of corrections, then we may see fundamental changes in the ethics and expectations for correctional officers and other correctional professionals. It is important to note that most professionals perform their jobs ethically and with integrity. The principles of procedural justice seem to show the most promise in reforming the prison culture. If correctional officers are managed under the principles of fairness, voice, respect, neutrality, and trustworthiness as described, they can be and will be more likely to treat prisoners in the same way. This approach can be described as evidence-based in that there are research findings that show supervising people under these principles does achieve behavioral change. A major shift in the ideology of punishment may be spurred on by economic burdens that the parental harm era has generated. The cost of imprisoning so many people simply cannot be sustained. The historical origins and analogies to restorative justice can be found throughout recorded history. Many advocates believe that restorative justice appropriately places the emphasis back onto the victims and can be life-affirming and positive for the offender as well. Peacemaking corrections also offers an approach of care or looking at what needs to be done with both the heart and the head. Such a model may offer an offender the opportunity to squarely face his or her own responsibility. Programs under the rubric of restorative justice include sentencing circles, family group counseling, victim offender mediation, community reparation boards, and victim education programs. Restorative justice programs are looked upon with favor by some victims' rights groups because of the idea of restoration and restitution for victims. Restorative justice programs may lead to a greater sense of mission for correctional professionals and therefore decrease burnout and misconduct. Restorative justice programs would not be appropriate for all offenders. There will always be a need for incarceration facilities for the violent, recidivistic offenders who need to be incapacitated. Correction professionals who agree with the premise are more likely to conduct themselves in an ethical manner.